right, hey y'all, hey, welcome back to A Good Things Marriage Chats. I'm Tiara.
And I am Adrian. I'm also sleepy. Welcome back to the channel. We appreciate you. Welcome back. We appreciate you. We love you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Do all the things. Give your husband and your wife a big hug and kiss. And yeah.
And go back and watch last episode if you haven't yet.
Right, I was like, girl, I don't know. I didn't ran out of words.
Something else.
I done ran out of words. Well, y'all, I'm sorry we keep not having no love bites, but I mean, life be life, and I mean, we got some big things, happening over here in these Good Things streets. So,
Stay tuned, boo boo. Stay tuned.
So what we gonna do is just hop on right into this steak and shrimp and potatoes meal. What we talking about today, Tweet?
Today we're talking about the ups and downs of starting a family and maintaining a family.
Yeah.
Just a few bullet points, because that's really a lot. That's a lot. Yeah.
I had to maintain a day. That's why I'm exhausted. I'm going home. This I'm asleep.
Still trying to catch up from this hour.
Ah!
Ain't it crazy how just 1 hour?
It twists up your whole day.
1 hour.
I woke Autumn up for school on Monday. And I said, come on, let's get on up. What time is it? Why is it so dark outside?
Oh, baby.
She was confused. She felt like she had just went to sleep 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
I said, yeah. I said, the time changed.
Oh, 1 hour.
So,
that's crazy.
That mother put me to sleep. Like, honestly, truly.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about first, some of the things with the challenges. I'll start off with saying that you can make all these plans, you can have all these dreams, when you guys first meet, when you get married, and you're just like, oh, I want it to be like this. We're going to have this. We're going to do this. Our kids are going to be this. We're going to live here. We're going to this, that. But you really have to be open. Now, don't get me wrong. You definitely should make plans and have goals and dreams and pursue things in mind. But you do want to have flexibility, because God might just might change some stuff around. Yeah. You might not plan to have kids until 5-6 years from now, and then next year y'all get pregnant.
Yeah.
You plan on staying here because your family here is your village here, and then your spouse gets a job somewhere else. I mean,
yeah. And then you got to discuss what that look like, because I know when
or for you, your whole almost village.
Yeah, moved. your whole right. Oh, darn you, village! My whole village straight moved, and I was like, so what we going? What we gonna do? What's it? I mean, granted, we still got Nana Pawpaw here,
and she still has me,
and we still have Tweed. Yeah. But we rebuilding our village.
That's right.
We got Tweed, we got Nana Pawpaw, we got the godparents. Yeah. But the rest of them, they
just gone.
They left me. They left us high and dry. But when me and Cortez were talking, like before we had kids, and we were discussing, because we used to talk about like, where you want to live,
right?
So we were talking about 1 year, like I was like, oh, I would love to live in like Canada.
Yeah.
So random, but I've always wanted to live in Canada for some reason. Don't know. But I started thinking about it, and I was like, girl, who gonna watch your kids when you have kids? And I know I'm like,
everybody can't watch them.
Okay, I will be at home. Right? I know. You said go somewhere. I ain't got no babysitter, child.
Yeah.
I ain't got no babysitter. So I'm that type of mom. So like, I just imagining living somewhere else. Like, I mean, we would make a way. We would have to make a way.
Yeah.
But but yeah, we discussed that, and I was like,
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna either stay here or go follow that other village.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm not following that other village. It's hot.
Bread.
Okay, so I'd rather be here in the mid.
Yeah. And then too, the flip side is you want to be tuning in to when it's time to do something different than what y'all originally thought you were going to do, because maybe it's not best. Maybe you was like, oh, they're gonna go to these schools, this, and then you can't be so fixated on what you thought you originally wanted that now you're not. No, I'm not. I'm not feeling it in my spirit. I don't think that's the right thing. So you really have to be listening in to know if it's time to do something different, or if the time's not right for something.
Yeah, definitely. It'll force you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So another one is raising children and strengthening bonds with them. It can be a challenge. It can be a up and a down. It's a beautiful thing to raise them, but raising them requires a lot of sacrifice, commitment, patience, willingness to unlearn in the process still because of the things that weren't better than you, or maybe what you had growing up. We said in another episode, things that you don't want, but now you've got to okay, mind, subconscious. That's not what we want. We're not doing that. So you got to do different. Yeah. Because the other thing is too, we have to keep in mind, it's not just about what we say, it's what we're doing. And our kids are sponges.
Oh, they some little SpongeBobs. They really are. So
one day you just like, where you pick that up from? Where you do that?
You, girl, Autumn. I just be having testimonies on my little offspring. But Autumn was saying something to Summer one day. And I swear I was in there talking to something. I said, look, this was me, look. Girl, who you talking to? Who you in there talking to? Because that ain't your child. Yeah. You don't have any kids. Yeah. So, I automatically knew it was me. So I was like, dang. Do I gotta change how I discipline, or should I just keep her be quiet, don't be talking like that? Yeah. Decisions.
And sometimes those siblings be saving other siblings' life, because it's been times where Sanaa has been like, now, Anaya, you know that if mother was to see you doing this right now, you know how she would feel about that. You know she wouldn't want you doing that. And the truth is, she knows it too. But she's around to show her or tell her or remind her to save her from getting it. You know that ain't what she wants you to do.
Nah, these big sisters. Cause that's why Autumn be in there sounding like me. Because when I was like, what you in there? Well, I was trying to tell her that she's doing something wrong, and I knew that she was gonna get in trouble and you were gonna say something to her. Yeah. It's like, I get it. What else?
Right.
What else? What else?
But some of these things can help to strengthen bonds, which is another beautiful thing about raising a family. And we all know, I'm sure there's a lot of us on here who have at some point or another, one sibling or another, or a couple, have some issues with some siblings. Yeah. And as much as you know that it has the potential of happening, especially if you've seen it happen generations down the line, I've been so intentional about making sure that what has transpired does not happen again. Yeah. And I speak against it regularly as though it already were, because I've seen the history already. Yeah. So it is important to, even though you are balancing trying to raise these different children, you do want them to have each other's back and strengthen one another and love on one another. So
I was definitely just thinking a couple days ago about have some scenarios people are best friends with their siblings, and I absolutely love that idea. I absolutely love it. But then I also started thinking well, am I cultivating an environment for them to be able to do that? Now with Autumn and Summer, I do have to I gotta Jesus Lord. I have to stay on top of Autumn and be stop. Yeah. You don't want your sister to be like, dang, I don't like her because she keep on telling me what to do. Yeah. Even though they just kids. But I have to remind Autumn to mind your business. Yeah. Mind it and drink your water.
Uh-huh.
I have to remind her that every day. But I want, for autumn and summer, I want them to have a close bond. And I do want them to protect each other.
Yeah.
And I've explained that to them before, but they're 5 and 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know I'm gonna have to say it again because I want them to understand that that's your sister. You guys should protect each other.
Yeah.
But it's mommy and daddy's job to make sure that you all are protected.
Yeah.
But if mommy and daddy aren't around, watch out for each other.
Yeah.
Like I try to just say it just often. Because I do want them to grow up and be, best friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or be able to just go talk to each other.
Yeah.
Just like, I want that for them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Absolutely. One of the downs can be watching them make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Dree probably hasn't seen like a whole lot of this yet. I mean, just she sees like regular things where she has to like correct them, but I'm at the stage where I have to see certain things and I have to let them make the mistake or put the ball in their court to say, well, here's what I'm suggesting and here's why.
Uh-huh.
You make the decision, but I'm telling you now, it's probably not the best one if you go this route because blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So in general, it's just hard seeing them make the mistakes because you want them to make the right ones, but we have to understand that there's lessons for them to learn. There's things they have to do. They have to experience on their own. And you just, as the protective mother, you just want to keep them from hurting, And of course, you can't do everything. Some things it's like, no, you cut it off, and you explain to them why. Some people don't. I do. I like to explain to them why. Because when they get into their own situation where they need to know what to do, I want them to be able to think for themselves when I'm not around.
Right.
So
right. I know I don't have the big kids yet, but I have a younger sister and my little cousin that's like my baby.
Yeah.
And I didn't birth her, but she's mine.
Yeah.
And my her brother, he's also my baby.
Yeah.
I didn't birth him, but he's mine. But they're becoming young adults.
Yeah.
And I'm watching them make decisions, and I don't want to say it's right or wrong, or it's bad or good. But I'm just watching them go on their path, and I have had to learn, even when I see the mistake, to shut my mouth, mind my business, and drink my water. I've learned to do that.
Yeah.
I've learned to do that. So even though I'm not a mom of the big kids yet, I sympathize with you all, because I'm watching my younger family members, and I'm like, please.
And I want to say to the point she just made too, I've learned in the last couple of years to be more careful about saying good and bad choices versus positive or negative, or better, best, or because everything is about experience and learning anyway, and there's always a better choice, but they've got to learn, and that to them they may feel like it's better. They'll learn eventually. We know what's best. But they have their own journeys too. So another down would be just experiencing more for the parents, the stress, the burnout, the transitions that can take place sometimes. And it's usually just trying to, push you into something else, transformation for yourself, for your marriage, for your family in general. And we really have to make sure that we're learning how to manage stress, not only for ourselves, but even our children, because they experience some stress too.
Yeah, they do.
At school and with grades and stuff like that. And I remember, I've heard some conversation with some other adults before who made it seem like, girl, you just going to school and you just taking it lightly, And it's not a job. Yeah, they don't have no bills. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things they're not dealing with yet. But school is still stressful.
Yeah. Yeah, Autumn had a Black History Month program at her school, and their class was singing 2 songs, right?
Yeah.
The whole about 2 weeks to that performance. That little girl, she was grinding her teeth, so it sounded like she was chewing on rocks. I was like, I had to stop. I said, Autumn, what? Baby, what is going on? Like I was asking like probing questions, like, did someone do something to you at school? Did something happen? Like, why are you grinding? She's like, I don't know. I can't stop. Like, I was like, oh, my baby is stressed. So I'm like, I gave her a hug. Yeah. That whole like the couple days before the performance, like I was like, you're gonna do so amazing. You're gonna do so good. Like, because little baby was stressed. And the morning of, she woke up and said, Mommy, I had a dream that we were up there singing and everybody laughed at us. And I said, Autumn, you're going to be amazing and no one's going to, if anything, we're going to cry. Yeah. Who had a tear? This girl had a tear.
Yeah, those things are big to them in their world. You know, that's like a big thing for them that's important to them that they work hard to do. So we definitely, you know, to that point, want to make sure that we're teaching one another how to support one another in our things that we're all pursuing differently, because everybody be doing something different. You know, you might have one performer, one musician, one entrepreneur, whatever. So we need to find ways to support each other in that, but also teach strategies about self-care and reducing stress. Yes. Because that's something we don't normally come up with being taught how to deal with and how to handle. So
meditation music stays on in the house.
Yeah.
We're always like you just you go hear a meditation song somewhere. Bedtime, just walking through the house. I mean, of course I'm gonna put on my R&B, but Jesus. They don't mind to sit down and deep breath.
And to that point, because of dealing with those type of things, you want to make sure that you personally, as a parent, as a wife, as a husband, that you're allowing time for yourself and you're allowing time for you guys' relationship. And there might be times where you guys can't always do a date night outside, but you can figure out ways to do that in the home, in the basement, in the cut, in the room, door closed, movie night, dinner, whatever that means for you guys. Even if you need to set up something out on the back porch, the sun porch, the front deck, like, you know, find ways to spend time with each other. It's easy to make up excuses for, well, we always busy, well, I'm tired, we got this today, this and that. Even if you can take 20 minutes, just for a minute to just check in with each other, and ask, you know, how was your day? Is there something you need? Hold each other for 20 minutes, if that means, even if you don't want to say nothing. You know, just hold each other for 20 minutes. Hold each other's hand, you know. Do a meditation together. Whatever, but just find ways to connect every single day if you can. Every day. So fertility, pregnancy, raising a newborn. I kind of put them together, but that's a lot to unpack. You know, we know that having fertility issues can be a struggle. It can be very stressful. And it's always seemed like it's one or the other. You either really trying really, really hard, or it's so much easier and you up here worried about if you got to pee on the stick. Every couple of weeks.
Lord.
So, you know, and it's easier said than done, but you really should not stress about, you know, if the baby's going to get here. Just seek wisdom and guidance. And there's different ways to find out if there's something going on, you know, with each spouse. There's a way to look at tools as far as like astrology, or I'm trying to think of some of the other avenues. I know there's some other ones, but there's other avenues where you can kind of figure out, is there something that I don't want to use the word hinder, but is there things that's in line to happen to take place first before that soul comes here, is what I'm saying. So, you know, that's something to be in prayer about, but not just prayer, but a matter of listening so you can hear if there's something that needs to happen with one or two of you. You know, to create that space for that baby to get here.
Raising a newborn. let me tell you
That's a
something.
whole nother.
When I think about when them babies was newborns.
Yeah.
The lack of sleep. I was so delusional.
Oh my gosh.
I was so delusional. And then I was breastfeeding.
And she did it for a minute, y'all. She the champ.
Yeah.
She the champ.
I did 2 years with Autumn and about 18 months with Summer. Then my nipple was about to fall off.
Yeah.
And I said, you gotta get off me. I'm bleeding on the inside.
Yeah.
It hurt, y'all. It did. But oh Jesus, newborns are just beautiful.
To see.
Yes.
To see. And smell.
Yes.
That's right.
And give back.
Yeah.
Here's your baby back. I just wanted to rub it on me.
Yeah.
Like perfume. Like a little perfume sample. Look, you
Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, right. Oh, Jesus, them newborn faces.
And the dressing them cute. The dressing them cute part.
Yeah. Put a little bow on their head or a little fedora for the little baby boys. It's wonderful. But just really, when you're going through that, and moms and dads, I don't want y'all thinking that, you're bad parents in the beginning because you're tired. Your body and your mind and everything is getting used to this new person coming into your lives. And they are like, what the heck just happened? Like, they are pissed for the first, 6 months? They're upset and they're holding a grudge. They're not upset. They're just like, it's just a new environment. And they're still getting used to it. But it feels like, dang, I just fed you, I just changed you, I just burped you, I just did this, I put you on my shoulder.
You.
I just held you, I just kissed you, girl. What else do you want from me? But yeah, don't be discouraged, y'all. It's
still beautiful.
It's still beautiful. Don't be discouraged, though.
It's just have in mind. Okay, I know I'm gonna lose some sleep.
Yes.
I know it's gonna be challenging.
Yeah.
I know I need to find a way to take a breather in between those naps.
Oh yeah.
Or take a nap when they're taking a nap.
Yeah.
I need to have a plan and a backup plan for if I nurse and nursing don't go the way I want to. What is my next plan? What am I going to do? Am I going to supplement? Am I going to, just find ways to alleviate the stress and the frustration and know that if something don't go, again, if something don't go the way you want it, if you plan on breastfeeding for 2 years, but you can't keep up the flow supply, but you can't get them to latch on, but whatever the case, okay, that's what it is. Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, don't feel less than, because I was like, dang, if this milk dry up, I'm going to have to go get these cans for me. Like, I ain't get ready to sit over here and be saying, I need this baby to be quiet. Yeah. So I can be quiet. Now, I will say with that second one, I was like, who's taking the nap? I had a 4-year-old, and she has preschool.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
No sleep. No sleep. Another club. Another club. Yeah. No sleep.
Yeah.
Team no sleep, but it's a beautiful thing. That is a challenge, though. It is definitely a challenge, because even in your marriage, your attitudes can start changing, your moods can, just because you're just sleep deprived, and because
on top of the hormones and the postpartum.
Yes, on top of the hormones and the postpartum, like, just you guys will probably, the wife will probably look at her husband and be like, you MFer. Just walking around here all willy-nilly, ain't got no soul tootie. But it's normal. It's part of the.
But meanwhile, they over here counting down to 6 weeks, and you like,
what's 6 weeks? That's not realistic. That's how you end up with Irish twins. But if you want the Irish twins, go ahead, baby. It's your world. Just a squirrel trying to get a walnut. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We had to elaborate a little bit on that, because they are a child.
But here's some of the ups, the good things. Creating memories. Whether that's tickling them, whether it's having like little moments of hugging them, cuddling them, when they want to sit on your lap, My 15-year-old still comes to me, tells me she loves me every day, multiple times a day. She
She
asks
just
me if
did.
I love her multiple times a day.
She just did.
So you have to treasure those things because usually you're not getting that at that age still. And I treasure it. I really do. Because I know one day she's not going to, well, she might. I don't know. She's
gonna forever.
She probably, she probably will.
I
So-
can see her at 35 just,
Yeah.
Mom, just go ahead and scooch over. I just want to get in the bed with you.
Yeah.
Just cuddle. I'm like, girl, don't you got a husband? There's some kids?
She'll just fall on me. Or just pop right in my bed. It ain't no asking. She just plops right down.
Yeah.
If she asks me, it's only because it's time for her to go to bed. And she knows she's supposed to be in the bed. And she'll be like, I just want to lay with you. Can I lay with you? No, you go to bed. It's time to go to bed. You should have asked me 30 minutes ago. So create those memories, hold them dear, look for ways to make them because the time goes by swiftly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they change and they grow up.
They really do.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
Another beautiful thing is to watch how this soul is developing, coming to their own. You know, you look into them just like,
Look at you making decisions. Look at you out here.
well, as she say,
good
strong,
person.
independent black woman.
One strong, independent black woman. Okay? Because someone come to me every day, Mommy, I did it because I'm a strong, independent black woman. You better not ever forget it, baby. Alright? You better not ever forget that because you are. Even though she's 5.
Yeah.
She's a strong, independent black 5-year-old woman.
That's right.
And I love that.
Yeah,
I love it.
I love it for her.
I definitely do.
Yes,
I
yes.
definitely do.
So yeah, as you watch and develop them, we talked about this on another episode. You're watching their personality, you watch who they are, who they become, what their interests are, and things like that. And so you see them coming into their own of what they like and where that personality lies and the interests of things that they want to pursue. It's beautiful to see because you're like, man, they're really
growing.
I'm watching them come to life and growing, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, my little cousin that I was talking about earlier, she is at that moment because when my aunt had her, I think I was 18, 19 years old. So why the fire department just want to be loud and ghetto? Anywho, but yeah, I was like 18, 19 when my aunt had her, and so watching her like be this little girl, and Cortez and I used to just play with her, and we used to cut up cereal boxes and put it on her head, and Cortez would fly her around like she was an astronaut. We would take her and her little brother, our other cousin, take them to the apple picking or the apple picking place.
Yeah.
Pumpkin picking, trick or treat. We were doing everything with them. We were doing Girl Scouts with her.
Yeah.
If you ain't, well, girl, cookie sales is done. I was gonna say, go support your local Girl Scout, but next year,
Check and
make
see
sure
if somebody got some boxes.
make sure you check and see that, and then also support your local Girl Scouts next cookie season.
Yeah.
But we were doing Girl Scout stuff with her, overnight trips with the Girl Scout. Like they were for real our practice kids.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at her like, man, she's 22. And she has a boyfriend, and she has a promise ring. And she's graduated college. And, I'm looking at her brother, and I'm like, he's in college, and he's doing music and learning how to produce. And he has a little friend girl, and he's driving. Like, I look at them, and then they look at my girls, and they're like, man, they get bigger. And they used to always joke that Summer don't even know what's going on in her life right now. Mary used to always say, Summer's not even conscious at like 3. But the way that I'm looking at them and just growing into who they are becoming, and I'm looking at Autumn and Summer as well, and looking at how like they're just becoming these little people with personalities, and the things that they say, the things that they do, how they react to things. Even here,
then you
like,
hear them regurgitate something that you said or a lesson that you've been trying to get down, and they finally say it or see it. You like,
right? You'll be like, well, I'll be a mule. In the words of my grandmother, I'll be a mule. You be listening?
yeah.
You be listening to me?
Thank you, Lord. she listening.
Yes.
She listening.
Yeah, you feel good about yourself as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dang, okay.
Yeah.
I ain't messed that one up. All right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So also planning family dates and vacations, which kind of coincide with the memories. But I think I wanted to make this separate because I think it's so important to get out the monotony of the everyday, to come home, to doing the chores, everybody doing their separate things, separate this, and spend time together, play movies, have game nights, go up to the park, have a picnic, plan day trips or weekend trips, vacation trips. Like, those things are needed. They're vital. Those the type of memories that they remember.
Oh yeah,
for a long time.
Yeah,
so.
they definitely do. The
Yeah.
girls, so they definitely remember driving to and from Texas because we drive to and from Dallas all the time. So they love those trips, and we drive. Y'all, I ain't getting on no plane with no kids and car seats and rental car. I ain't doing that.
And I ain't driving Texas again. Not if I have to get behind the wheel.
Girl, I'm getting up at
I know she will.
midnight so I can get there at 10 a.m. Not even 10 a.m. Get there at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Girl, I'm
I'll be
behind
asleep by
somebody's
1:30.
Put on a good Beyonce. Girl, I'm getting there. Everybody else knocked out. I'm, hey, Beyonce. That's me behind that wheel at 3 o'clock in the morning. But like we do want to do more traveling with them.
Yeah.
Because I want them to see things. Like, I want autumn and summer both to like experience being on a plane and going, on the beach. And I don't want them to be just like stuck here. And I know, some people, with their financial means, they can't always do that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, we have put ourselves in a position to where it's like, okay, we can start planning to get these things in motion so that they could see a real beach and see the ocean and go to another state. Go,
and find some of the local stuff that's not far. Like, there's Facebook groups that have different groups just for your state for like hiking spots that have waterfalls.
Oh yeah.
They found we have like destinations like the candy shop that you're taking them to. That's a couple hours away. It's still a trip. It's still an experience.
Yeah, yeah. And we're like butted up, of course, right next to Illinois.
Yeah.
So we can go right on over to not East St. Louis. It's a beautiful city. Okay. We respect him. Big up.
With good Chinese, I heard. That's what I heard.
I heard they had some good Chinese too.
Yeah.
But ain't nothing like a nice, greasy, someone is about to shoot in there. Dark.
With the gate doors up.
With the girl, they got the whole plexiglass. And they put your food in a little round thing, and this plexiglass, and then they round it around. You gotta grab your food out the circle. Yeah. Oh, nostalgia.
Everything about Bing Boo.
Oh. Y'all. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, girl. Take them kids on trips. All right.
Yeah. So one of the other ups is having this being who needs you and desires your love, affection, and attention. And sometimes we can get so caught up because of what we're doing or whatever, but sometimes they just want to be sitting there, hugged, snuggled up to you, or as Adrian shared before, sniffing up under our arm.
Yes.
Or, it's just, you have this person who unconditionally loves you as a child, and you hope it stays that way.
Yeah.
You really, really do.
Yeah.
So you have to treasure it as long as possible and be mindful of how you are treating them, as we said before, because it can backfire.
Yeah.
We want to treat them with sensitivity and love and care and still respect and understanding. But this person, they come into the world loving you, and we know they could change,
but they start off that way.
They do,
and we love and cherish that part.
Absolutely.
I did it used to weird me out when someone was sniffing my armpit. Yes, it did.
Yeah,
it really did. And then I was like, okay, girl. just sit up on the couch and just do this, and her head is right here. And Autumn likes to sit in my nook, so I'll lay on my side and curl my knees up. And the cat, you know, she was born to want to be loved too. So I got one under the arm, one in the nook, the cat on my hip.
Yeah.
Creeping her way up my chest.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I be out touched.
Yeah. Especially after I seen Angela pushing your boob the other day. I'm like,
she was making kitty biscuits. That's her thing. She be like just deep into it, and then she started drooling. I said, "Who she eating?"
And finally, teaching them, having this ability to teach them new things, pour into them, helping them explore, learn themselves, learn about life, exploring the outside, the nature, the experience of like, well, let's try this. You don't like this? Well, let's try this. Or having a girl to teach how to get cute, take care of herself, do facials, how to cook, how to bake, you know?
Yeah, all the things. All of those little things. Like, I know, of course, the girls are into makeup.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Mommy, can you teach me how to do makeup? And I'm like, oh, okay. So I've showed her when it was like close to recital time. Yeah. Because they got to do a full face. Red cheeks, red lips, eyeliner. Like, they just kids.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'll show her like how to do it. When it's, you know, close time for a recital, so she can just, you know, practice, and then she'll practice on Summer.
Yeah.
She's, you know, really into cooking. Summer is just, you know, dressing up and wearing her stiletto pumps in the club by Ariel and or Cinderella.
Yeah.
One of them, one of the princesses.
Right.
She just be stiletto pumping in the club. But she, you know, is still really girly, and so like I'm teaching them, because, you know, Cortez does what he can, but he ain't no girl.
Yeah. So,
you know, I gotta step in and be like, hey, when you're, you know, let's put on some smell goods.
Yeah.
Let's put on deodorant.
Yeah.
Let's wipe our butts good. Because you still be getting them little Hershey surprises from that 5-year-old. Like, let's go ahead and throw these away. You know, we're gonna put these right on in this trash. It gives you a whole nother pack of 12. Because so we're, you know, just teaching them, like you said, how to like take care of themselves. And, you know, show them that they have bodily autonomy.
Yeah.
Because I ain't getting in the shower with Autumn and wash her butt. She old enough to do it.
Yeah.
Now, do I have to go in there and be like, did you get it?
Yeah. Right. Did you get all the cracks and crannies?
Did you make sure?
Did you brush your teeth?
Did you put your ointments on? Because they both got eczema, so we gotta grease them up. Did you put your grease on?
Clean socks?
Did you put on some clean socks? You got your bonnet on? So they getting the hang of it.
Good.
They really are. I'm just watching them grow.
Yeah.
Becoming strong, independent Black women.
I love it.
And I'm so proud of those little girls.
Yeah. I love it for them.
Yes. Yeah.
It's beautiful, Lindsay. Well, I think that's all we got, Drizzle.
Yes. Y'all being parents, and also including the combination of being husband and wife, that ain't always easy.
It's not.
But just because it's hard don't mean that it's something to just be like, girl, that ain't for me. Because when you work through something hard, you feel really accomplished at the end.
It's rewarding.
It is very rewarding. Then you're like, dang, I could climb Mount Everest, maybe. Because I heard there's a couple of dead people still up there trying to climb it. But I guess they reached them higher heights.
Right.
But you know, it's not easy. And the reason why, you know, we did this video is because we just wanted to remind you that it's not. But it's worth it.
Yeah.
It is definitely worth it. Learning where to balance, how to balance, working as a team, including your don't include kids and everything, but include your children in important discussions that the whole family should be talking. Like, include them, make them feel like they're part of the family and that their voices are important as well.
Yes.
Because what we don't want is to have our children shy away from us. They don't feel like we're safe enough for them to share who they are, what they like, their interests. Like, we don't want them to not share that with us. We want them to be comfortable enough to be who they are, who they're going to be. We want them to be comfortable enough to come share that with us, because we got them here and we want to experience their journey with them. Like, just watching them go on their journey, we're experiencing that with them just by watching. And so we don't want anyone to feel discouraged by any of it. It's just a short little minuscule time that's hard, but once you get over it, you're like, oh girl, that's easy. It wasn't easy nursing them kids.
I'm sure it wasn't.
It wasn't easy. I was tired. I was tired. But at the end, I was like, I was able to bond with my baby. I was able to bond.
There's a victory at the end of every challenge. Something beautiful. For you, them, or both. And I do want to throw a plug in here. So I have a life coaching.
Girl, these drops around here being just ghetto and loud.
I have a life coaching service that I just started that is astrology and numerology centered and Kabbalah based. And if there's some challenges that you experience as a parent, or even as a wife or a husband, just in general, that you're trying to figure out, and by this I mean figure out what season you're in, and kind of look in some things a little deeper about what necessarily is going on right now, and maybe getting some pointers on how you can maneuver and maybe the full depth of what's going on. Because I believe that everything that happens is spiritual, and so there's always something behind something that God is trying to get you to see, learn, experience for either you, that child, you, that husband, that wife, whoever. So I do have this service available. We will drop the information here for you, that you can reach out to me, and we would certainly love to schedule a consultation with you to help. Please do not be afraid of astrology. It is a tool that is there, that God made available as just a tool. There's nothing dark about it at all. It is a tool that I'm using intuition-wise from God, along with this information that I hear intuitively to help to give you guidance on what you can do to work through those challenges.
And the girl is good, y'all. Now, because I be like, tweet, look up the numbers. What they mean? Look up my transits, because why am I feeling like I'm about to punch the wall every 3 seconds? Believe
it or not, y'all, there's a lot that we need to know. We are spiritual beings, and we're connected to the cosmos. We're all one. All the being, all the plant life, all the animals, everything. That's why sometimes we look at our animals like, I feel like you.
Because Roxanne Diamond, y'all be seeing her bully me on this side sometimes. Roxanne Diamond, and she got a whole soul. Like she be knowing what Tweet be saying to her. Tweet really is her mama. She just scared.
So I'm saying that to say that
nobody else in the house but you.
I'm saying that to say that we're connected to everything, and no, the stars, the planets, none of them are to be worshipped. They're just there, but they do influence us the same way we influence them. And there's things that we can learn and pull, because we're all created from the Creator, which means that we can learn about ourselves and the things that are going on as they influence what's happening in this earthly realm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, that's all I got.
that's all I got.
Ain't got no more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, y'all, we gonna just remind you, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe again before you go. We appreciate every one of you that support us on this channel.
Yes.
Don't forget to check out Twee's information. We're gonna make sure all of that is down in the description below. What else? Is there something else? Crazy eyes.
I think that's about it for now. We know we got some announcements coming up, but we can wait.
We can wait.
But we're close to the end of this season. We're close to the end of our second season, y'all.
Y'all, we didn't gave y'all so much. I'm like, what else? What else? But God gonna give it to us.
Yes.
God gonna be like, girl, y'all better talk about this. And I'm like, we ain't even think about talking like that. But yeah, we do got some stuff coming up in the making, and I'm just like really excited for our growth. Yeah, it's some good things.
Yeah.
Some good things. Well, y'all go ahead and go to bed. But before you do, don't forget, a good thing is not hard to find at all.
But it takes work to keep it.
And we just reminded you of that. So don't you ever. If you say that you forgot, it's because you wasn't listening. Okay, and we can go and call your mama.
You ain't listen to the end.
And your mom gonna come and whoop your butt for not listening. So, until next week, we love you so much.
Love you.
Have a good night. Bye.